My computer's making an awful lot of noise. So last weekend I did a medicine ceremony with a shaman. I know, it was crazy. I met death and it was beautiful. And while I was there, I had no ego and I didn't mind dying. And I could feel and experience absolutely everything at my fingertips. Like, it's like you're just jumping from one experience to the next inside of you, and it's pretty fantastic. And I found a giddiness, a joy that I haven't felt in since I was a kid, really. It was amazing. And it's funny because now here a week later, or not a week later, actually, it's 5 days later, 6 days later. Um, I saw this I got this email this morning from Best Friend Society, and they have the second chance fund, which I've donated to in the past, and I've done some what's the word, some videos. Oh my God, hear about them, and they profiled a dog named Chase that they had helped, and Chase had something wrong with his paw. He had a hurt paw. And this guy noticed him. He was like sitting by his house one day. And then the next day the guy came. The dog was sitting there, but the paw had been amputated in a really what's the other word I'm looking for? Crude kind of way. And so the guy called the authorities, and they looked into it, and yes, the dog's owner had amputated this dog's paw with a knife, and no anesthesia, nothing. And there's a picture of the dog and his paw, and I could barely look at it. I sort of had to look at it in my periphery, because when it comes to this kind of stuff, I get really, really upset. And I'm still upset. I saw it this morning, and I still, am upset. Now, how, are you asking, does this tie into a medicine ceremony that happened 5 days ago? Well, what I discovered, what I've always intellectually known, not always, but what I've intellectually known over the last several years is that, love is the answer to everything. I keep hearing that, but I understand it, and I felt it. I felt in that medicine ceremony how beautiful, there's so much healing going on, how beautiful everything is, and that our dislike of one thing over another is purely what it is to be human. Is pure, to have a preference is purely what it is to be in the human existence, and none of it is bad. Even if you think it's bad. Love is big enough to incorporate absolutely anything and everything. And that's where the giddiness came from. It was like, it doesn't matter how anybody feels about me. It doesn't matter what I think of somebody else. Because all of it happens, and all of it, and love embraces it all. Unconditional love embraces it all. And in the spirit world, in the undercurrent of life, we are excited about absolutely all of it. And so I sit here today, and I think about this dog, and I get really upset. And I'm trying to square it with the embracement of all, the embracement of everything. of love. Of love for the dog, of love for the guy who cut off his paw. And the unconditional love that dog still has. For the trust it has for everybody around it. It's like the key to life is embracing absolutely everything that comes at you with open arms and a full heart. And a full heart does not mean shying away from the bad stuff that comes through you. Does not mean you can't get angry. Does not mean you can't get sad or upset about something or passionate about something. It means letting it all be there and not holding back. Ah, this poor dog. Such an inspiration. The boundaries that we think we have, the endpoints that we think we have, the things that feel like they are too much for us to handle, they don't exist. They don't exist. Because we're capable of handling, like, everything. You are capable of handling much more than you give yourself credit for.